Welcome, everyone, to a very special interactive game show explainer. Today, we're taking a brilliant piece of source material, a comprehensive science quiz designed to test foundational knowledge, and we're turning it into a real-time challenge just for you. You know, I absolutely love breaking things down, and what better way to explore these concepts than by testing our wits together? Over the next few minutes, you're going to face 12 carefully selected science questions. For each one, I'll read the question and your options, and then you'll have exactly 15 seconds to lock in your answer before the big reveal. So here's the full 12-question board we're tackling today. It covers a really fantastic range of topics, everything from the energy that powers our world, to the biology that keeps us ticking, to the physics that govern the entire universe. To keep things nice and organized, we're going to break these 12 questions down into 3 distinct thematic rounds. Keep a running tally of your score as we go along. Are you ready? Let's do this. All right, round 1, Earth and Nature. Let's just jump straight into your very first question. Okay, question 1. Which of the following is a renewable source of energy? Is it A, coal, B, natural gas, C, wind energy, or D, petroleum? Your 15 seconds start right now. While you're thinking, focus on what the word renewable actually means. We're looking for a resource that naturally replenishes itself, something that won't just run out after we burn it. Think about where coal and petroleum come from. You know, buried deep underground for millions of years. 5 seconds left. Lock your answer in. And the correct answer is C, wind energy. Unlike those fossil fuels, the wind just keeps blowing day after day, making it a perfectly renewable resource. Moving right along to question 2. Which gas do green plants absorb from the atmosphere? Your options are A, oxygen, B, nitrogen, C, carbon dioxide, or D, hydrogen. 15 seconds on the clock. Picture a lush green forest, or honestly, even just that little houseplant sitting on your windowsill. They are constantly exchanging gases with the air around them. While we humans breathe in one thing and breathe out another, plants do the exact opposite to create their food. So what's that crucial gas they pull out of the air? Time's up. The answer is C, carbon dioxide. They take in carbon dioxide and, luckily for all of us, release fresh oxygen. Keeping with our plant theme, here's question 3. Which part of the plant is responsible for photosynthesis? Is it A, root, B, stem, C, leaf, or D, flower? Take 15 seconds to think about it. This is such a brilliant example of how nature divides up its tasks. A plant desperately needs sunlight for photosynthesis, right? So ask yourself, which part of the plant is specifically designed with a nice large surface area to catch as much sunlight as humanly possible? It's kind of like the plant's built-in solar panel. Lock in your guess, and the correct answer is C, leaf. Yep, the leaves are essentially the ultimate food factories for plants. For our final question in round 1, we are digging deep. Question 8 asks, which layer of the Earth is solid and the thickest? Your choices: A, crust, B, mantle, C, outer core, or D, inner core. Your 15 seconds start now. Imagine taking a massive slice out of the Earth, exactly like a giant layered cake. We live on the very thin, fragile outer crust. Beneath that is a massive layer of rock, and deeper still is the core. But which solid layer makes up the vast majority of our planet's volume? 3, 2, 1. The answer is B, the mantle. It accounts for a whopping 84% of Earth's total volume. Great job if you nailed that one. So, surviving round 1? Awesome. Let's move into round 2, amazing biology. Time to look inward at the fascinating mechanics of human and animal bodies. Here is question 6. Which of the following is not a part of the human excretory system? Your options are A, kidney, B, ureter, C, stomach, or D, urinary bladder. Let's put 15 seconds on the clock. This is your classic odd one out scenario. 3 of these organs work together in a highly synchronized way to filter waste out of your blood and remove it from your body. But one of them, well, it has a completely different job, one entirely related to digesting that sandwich you had for lunch. Have you spotted it? Time is up. The correct answer is C, stomach. The stomach is a key player in the digestive system, definitely not the excretory system. Next up, question 7. Which mineral is necessary for the healthy functioning of the thyroid gland? Is it A, calcium, B, iodine, C, iron, or D, zinc? The 15-second timer is running. Your thyroid is this little butterfly-shaped gland located in your neck, and it's basically the master controller for your metabolism, but it desperately needs a specific trace mineral to produce its hormones. Here's a huge hint. Food manufacturers actually add this specific mineral to standard table salt just to make sure we all get enough of it in our diets. Got it? Time's up. The answer is B, iodine. Without enough iodine, your thyroid simply cannot do its job. Let's see how well you know your animal classifications with question 11. Which of the following is a vertebrate animal? A, earthworm, B, honeybee, C, frog, or D, cockroach? 15 seconds, go. Vertebrate is a super important biological classification. It simply means an animal that possesses a backbone or a spinal column. So visualize the physical structure of these four creatures. Bugs and worms rely on entirely different structures, like exoskeletons or hydrostatic skeletons. But one of these animals actually has a skeleton hiding inside its body, complete with a spine. Lock it in? The answer is C, frog. Frogs are amphibians, and they are absolutely vertebrates. Here we are, the final stretch. Round 3, physics and chemistry. Let's see how you handle the fundamental forces of the universe. We're kicking off the final round with question 4. Which of the following is an example of a chemical change? A, melting of ice, B, boiling of water, C, rusting of iron, or D, sublimation of camphor. You have 15 seconds. Now, the absolute crucial point here is understanding the difference between physical and chemical changes. A physical change just alters the state of a substance, like going from solid to liquid, but fundamentally, it's still the exact same stuff. A chemical change, though, that creates an entirely new substance that wasn't there before. Which one is forming something completely new? Time is up. The answer is C, rusting of iron. The iron actually reacts with oxygen to form iron oxide, a brand new chemical. Let's test those physics fundamentals with question 5. What is the SI unit of force? A, joule, B, Newton, C, Pascal, or D, watt? Your 15-second countdown is on. In the world of science, we absolutely have to have standardized units to measure everything. When you push or pull an object, you are applying a force, and we actually named the unit for this force after one of the most famous scientists in human history. You know, the guy who supposedly had an apple fall on his head while he was thinking about gravity? Have you locked in your answer? It is B, Newton. Let's look up at the stormy sky for question 9. Which of the following causes lightning? A, strong wind, B, electric discharge, C, heavy rainfall, or D, high temperature? 15 seconds starting now. We all know thunderstorms bring serious wind, rain, and heat, but what actually creates that brilliant, terrifying flash of light across the sky? Think about what happens when you rub your socks on a carpet and then touch a metal doorknob, but imagine that happening on a massive atmospheric scale. Positive and negative charges build up in the clouds until snap. Time's up. The answer is B, electric discharge. Almost at the finish line. Question 10. Which one of the following is a nonmetal? A, iron, B, copper, C, sulfur, or D, aluminum? 15 seconds on the clock. Now, what's really interesting here is how this tests your knowledge of the periodic table's most basic categories. Metals are generally shiny, they conduct electricity well, and they can be bent into shapes. Nonmetals, on the other hand, are often dull, brittle, and really poor conductors. Think about building materials versus powdery substances you might find in a high school chemistry lab. The nonmetal here is C, sulfur. It's a bright yellow, highly brittle nonmetal. All right, this is it, the final question of our explainer. Question 12. Which effect of electric current is used in an electric heater? A, magnetic effect, B, heating effect, C, chemical effect, or D, luminous effect? Your final 15 seconds start right now. Electricity is incredibly versatile, right? It can create powerful magnets, it can trigger chemical reactions, and it can emit light, like in a light bulb. But when you plug in a little space heater on a freezing winter night, what specific property of that electrical current are you harnessing just to warm up your toes? It's literally right there in the name. Time is up. The correct answer is B, heating effect. And that brings us to the end of our game show challenge. So, how did you do? Take a second to tally up your final score out of 12. Honestly, whether you got every single one right or you just use this as a fun opportunity to learn something completely new, you did wonderfully. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this fantastic quote taken right from the bottom of our source material. Science is all around us. Keep observing, keep learning. Everything we talked about today, from the wind howling outside to the rust forming on an old bicycle, is science in action. So here's my final question for you. What everyday phenomenon are you going to look at just a little bit more closely tomorrow? Keep that curiosity alive.